5.
Good afternoon and welcome to the show. I am your host, Isaac Walsh, and I'm here with my partner, the handsome one, Paul Herring Sr., and we are here in lovely Flint, Michigan, overcast Thursday afternoon, and we are here for your entertainment. Paul, how we doing?
You know, I'm living the dream, as always. Living the dream.
The weird part is people's dreams and other people's nightmares might be the exact same thing.
I agree. I have some issues with my issues, but let's not talk about that.
We're not here to talk to the rest of the people in your head. Just you today.
Just me.
Just you today.
Me.
And we appreciate you tuning in and listening to the show. And as always, I scour the entire internet for people that are doing not as good as you. And I decided we were going to go to the New York Post and see what they decided to post. And we have some gems. And, of course, Paul is our stupid criminal lawyer, and he's going to explain why all of this happened.
Am I stupid, or are the criminals stupid?
No, the mental gymnastics required for you to justify the actions are what we're looking for, and you do an excellent job.
Well, thank you very much. I pride myself on my stupidity.
I pride myself on your stupidity as well. Moving on.
That makes two.
Very good. All right, thank you for tuning in to 92.1 FM WFOV. Are you ready for our New York Post highlights?
Now, if I said I wasn't, would that change the fact that you're going to do it anyway?
Not a single bit, but I like to ask proud of being polite because we try to be nice here.
All right, well, go for it.
All right, so I don't know if you guys saw our previous ones, but the crack pipe with the raccoon baby is really out there.
You think that's the topper, huh?
Man, it's hard to forget. You can explain the baby raccoon in your purse, but not the crack pipe. That is a toughie. I've not been able to beat that one. But I like these ones. And we're starting off with this one because it's the titles that always catch you, right? I mean, that's what they tell you about.
Right.
So it starts off, brainless crooks busted for kidnapping next to the New York Police Department's training center. Okay? These guys decide that they're going to kidnap somebody right next to the New York Police Department training center. They say a group of bumbling crooks were busted after allegedly forcing a victim into a car and holding him for ransom just feet from a New York Police Department training center, police said Thursday. This happened last week. The would-be abductors allegedly, quote-unquote, lured the 19-year-old victim to Urick Avenue and 72nd Street at 10 p.m. Wednesday after agreeing to buy his car on Facebook Marketplace, police said. When he arrived, 6 brutes allegedly pushed him into a vehicle, and one of them flashed a fake gun, according to the cops. They then blindfolded him and demanded $10,000 from his cousin over the phone for his safe return. But quick thinking by the cousin activated his phone and got his location, and wouldn't you know, he was 2 blocks from the training center of the police. Paul, what do you think of this one, buddy? This is a good start-off point. Good start-off point.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The guys over in the police school were looking for some real-life action.
Oh.
And they set it up. This is his cousin.
Oh, it was...
it's a setup.
It's a setup. So they told him, we're going to do this so we can get some practice.
Right.
I'm not going to ask practice of what. I'm just going to say practice. We're talking about practice.
Right.
That's what you're going with. All right, so the first one, in defense of the brainless crooks, they were told by the police, do this, and we won't say anything, allegedly, and then they got to practice. All right. I will take that defense.
You know, they're in a training academy, so they don't have access to the police cars, per se. And there weren't enough bicycles.
So they want a foot chase with 6 guys.
Right, so they just had it
on
arranged for the
bicycles,
parking lot.
ring.
You know, they just had it set up in the parking lot.
They're out there with their helmets.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm not going this one. All right, I don't know if you can click onto my computer or not, but
I can.
Oh my goodness. Look at that.
What? What's wrong with that?
What?
What? Is it the same woman twice?
It's the same woman.
And she, this is like before, after crack, or what?
This is called, they actually called this the iconic face burglar.
The iconic face burglar.
It's definitely a face. I don't know if it's iconic.
You got splaining to do.
Yeah. All right. This is the iconic face burglar. And she was robbing a bank to finance that plastic surgery. Oh.
I think she should have been looking for a refund.
Dude, those lips. That pink. That's a toughie. That's a toughie.
I don't see it as being a toughie.
It is. It says the bandages are off, but the charges are sticking. An Alabama woman, now named the iconic face, was found guilty this week on 2 counts of armed robbery after holding up a Mississippi bank 2 years ago. A crime she allegedly committed to fund that plastic surgery.
So she robbed the bank. Pull the picture down. She robbed the bank with the as she looked on the right, to get to look like she looks on the left.
Correct. Right.
Oh, that was money not well spent.
That's a bad investment.
Bad investment.
Bad investment.
Bad investment.
All right, and
I
as
hope
far
she
as
kept a receipt.
let's just say,
Is there a statute of limitations on refunds on facelifts? Because when she gets out of jail,
all I can say is they've had better. They've had better. That's a tough one. In defense of her, anything? You say uh-oh.
Facelifts are expensive.
Oh man, this next one's just.
She could have just like moved to Puerto Rico where nobody knew her or something.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Okay.
Man. Oh my gosh, this next one you can't make up, and that's a good spot. A man went to JFK, which is one of the harder. You ever been through there?
Yeah.
And they bust you from point A to point B, right?
Yeah, that's biggie.
A man was busted for smuggling dozens of live birds and, get this, hair curlers at the JFK airport. There's a pic.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Oh, I can't wait.
You could stuff them in the curlers.
Hold on, let me get the story out before you defend this guy. This is so. There's the picture, and the chirping might have been good. This bird brain, not my words, failed to fly under the radar. A smuggler redefined flying cheap, CHEEP, after getting busted Sunday at JFK International Airport with 29 live birds concealed in hair rollers. This 26-year-old Georgetown native was en route to New Jersey. Why is it always New Jersey?
Georgetown. Africa or George?
No, New Jersey. When U.S. Customs and Border Protection uncovered...
Wait, he was already in the country? That has to be a Georgetown out of the country, right? He didn't go from Georgia to Alabama and have customs mess with him.
Listen.
Okay, let's keep going.
Okay.
I'm finding holes.
Yeah, you are already in this guy's defense. I love it. Finding the uncovered finches during a luggage inspection.
Okay.
And while the fly roller wasn't criminally charged, he will be forced to pay a $300 fine. The would-be trafficker was flown back to Guyana Monday. Guyana,
okay.
G-U-Y.
Yeah.
So that's why they were spent Monday, while the critters were quarantined and handed over to the U.S. Department of Agriculture and Veterinary Services. What kind of birds would be worth?
Finches, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those are expensive?
I'm imagining so. I mean, I don't know.
All right,
I don't
so
know. I mean, special.
he comes from Guyana.
Finches, yeah.
And has the birds in hair rollers. What do you got for this guy?
Well, the hair rollers was brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, if he was able to anesthetize the birds.
Oh, so they're all unconscious?
Yeah, and put them in the hair rollers where they could still breathe, but he could control them, and it would look like he had hair rollers.
Oh.
Until they ran it through the X-ray, and they saw the heartbeats and all that kind of stuff.
And the fact the guy was bald, they didn't figure that one out.
You know, he'd have been better off with dry ice and UPS. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Oh my goodness, that is why we have you on the show. All right, now you are a gamer, right? Are you a first-person shooter guy?
I am not.
Not. You're going to go with not.
One first person, the Wolfenstein franchise. And I did try Call of Duty. I did enjoy the first Call of Duties.
Yeah.
But they got so complicated afterwards. And
yeah.
Like, this isn't fun anymore.
Well, I bring that up because our next one is from Britain.
You know what I like the best about the Call of Duties?
Not you tell me.
The training.
The training?
At the beginning, before you can play the game, you have to go through and try to...
Yeah.
Every cop should have to go through that.
The training.
Yeah, because they have monsters pop out and then little girls, and if you shoot the little girl, you fail.
Oh.
So the police department should have, criminals.
I'm sure they have something.
I don't know. It ain't working.
Moving on.
Next.
A British convict escapes and was busted while he's in hiding because he ventured out to get Call of Duty. He could not stop himself. He escaped from jail and was living life on the lam until duty called. Oh! Clinton Butler, a 36-year-old British man, had eluded police for months after escaping from jail in November. But the jig was up after he ventured out of hiding to buy a copy of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, according to West Midlands, the police department. The fugitive, who had served 14 years of a 17-year sentence, make that make sense, sentence for robbery and weapons possession, was caught January 13th in Birmingham after officers observed him and a friend suspiciously changed directions after spotting police, according to the press release. When officers asked Butler and his companion why they were in town during the pandemic lockdown, his friend replied, "I've come to get the new Call of Duty because I can't sit around in a lockdown." The fugitive admitted he was carrying marijuana and allegedly gave police a fake name, according to the officials. There is the shocked look on his face after he got caught. Couple of questions, just for future. 14 out of 17 years. He's basically finishing off and going to be a free man out. And he gets his chance and he runs. And then it was a first-person shooter.
And he went to the store with his friend. Why didn't he just send the friend?
These are the questions I was going to ask. You're supposed to be on their side.
And why would he admit to having weed on him?
Well, I'm sure they searched him.
I mean, it's a traffic stop. You don't get searched unless you're...
It wasn't a traffic stop. They were walking. And then when they saw the police, they turned around.
I see.
And was like, oh, hey, look over here. Birds and curlers. Nothing for this guy?
Nothing.
You got nothing for this guy?
I feel for him. He's made a lot of bad decisions in his life.
Agreed.
And actually, he had been out so long that he probably wasn't as worried as he should have been.
Oh, because it had been months?
It had been months, yeah. They're not looking for me anymore. I can go to the Blockbuster.
Oh, I'm out. I'm good.
Who's
looking for me?
Who's going to be staking out the Blockbuster in Podunk, Idaho for me?
Well, luckily this was in Britain, so...
Pip, pip.
Yeah.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
That's it. But the stupid is everywhere.
Yes.
It's a condition, I think.
It happens.
All right. I warmed those up for this story.
Uh-oh.
I've been waiting.
No.
Yes,
No.
because here's the title. You ready?
I'm
It says,
ready.
Say cheese.
Uh-oh.
Burglar busted thanks to the Cheeto dust on her teeth. Are you ready?
I am not.
All right. You're in full defense of this lady right here.
I am not.
Okay. We got a good pick. It's clean. It's nice. All right. This was in 2021, right? She was caught orange-handed. The guy that does these jokes needs to work on it. All right. A woman was busted for a home invasion in Oklahoma back to the United States. Outstanding. Thanks in part to her Cheeto dust found in her teeth, authorities allege. Sharon Carr was arrested on a first-degree burglary charge after allegedly committing the dangerously cheesy act Friday at home in Tulsa.
Dangerously cheesy. Come on.
Listen, I'm reading. I'm not making the jokes.
Go.
Cops say they arrived at home that night when a mom of 2 young kids had called 911 to report that another lady had pried a screen off her window and gotten inside. A snack-loving sneak had already fled, but cops say they found a bag of Cheetos and a bottle of water on the floor near the open window. A few seconds later, however, car allegedly emerged from the shadows, the police said. The mom ID'd her as the invader, and the bust was further cemented when they found the incriminating orange snack residue still stuck in her teeth, the outlet says. There's been a lot of things that have happened in my life, but Cheetos being the evidence to catch somebody has not been one of them.
Well, I'm going to say right now that is not evidence.
Really?
No! Anybody can buy Cheetos.
Even though she emerged from the shadows and she identified that she was the one. Right. Why would you emerge from the shadows?
Because you were looking for your Cheetos.
That were already eaten?
Well, the bag wasn't... They didn't say the bag was empty.
They didn't say the bag was empty, that's true.
So she dropped her, she's walking by the window.
And it accidentally fell inside the screen.
Her Cheetos.
Inside the screen.
Oh, I didn't know it was inside the screen.
Yeah. So what happened was, is inside the house with a bottle of water.
Hey, makes sense.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, she set them down, and she didn't want squirrels to be able to get to them. So she lifted the screen, put them behind the screen.
Gently set them.
Then she bent down to tie her shoe.
And then emerged.
But, wait. The sun was in her eyes.
Okay.
So she moved towards the bush.
Okay.
To block the sun. Tied her shoe, and then she emerged from the bush to get her Fritos or her Cheetos. Simple as that.
The fact that she had residue of Cheetos on her teeth.
Well, we already knew they were her Cheetos. She was eating them.
So she was just coming back.
She was trying to protect her Cheetos from varmints while she tied her shoe. Now she could have had to go to the bathroom, but I'm gonna. You're
gonna leave that out of there.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with tying her shoe.
Yeah, God forbid that there was a bathroom break in the middle of the Cheetos.
Anything that would take her to the bushes, house. You know.
Oh yes, and this is why I ask these questions, because you cannot make that up.
I think that makes sense.
I believe that you think that makes sense.
I could see that happening.
All right. Here we go. Now this picture, this is a young man right here. Uh-oh. Let's wait for this to clear. Man, he looks maybe 18, 19. Young fella.
Let's put him up. Hold on. Let's do that and that.
All right. Man sentenced after police finding him, after checking him, found a loaded gun in his buttocks during a strip search. How do you hold that? How do you hold that? Louisiana man chose the cheekiest of places when he needed to find a quick hiding spot for his gun. Justin Saveo, 24, pleaded guilty Friday to weapons charges after police in the town of Golden Meadow, who arrested him late last year on a separate matter, discovered he had stashed a loaded .25 caliber Titan pistol in his buttocks.
Somebody show me a .25 caliber Titan pistol. Can you pull that up? I need to see what the heck a .25 caliber Titan. Go!
Listen, how big we talking here?
Alexis, well, one of you girls, show me what this pistol looks like.
And how was it hid? Exactly. I need to know this information.
I think he was on suicide watch.
Well, if there was... Listen, I'm not done with the story.
Was it loaded?
Listen.
Oh, my gosh.
It was loaded in his buttocks.
So I'm going to look it up. Just because I can.
If you would let me, I would give you the dimensions of the gun, because you're not...
I need to see a picture. The dimensions are not going to help.
All right, because exactly how did he hold it in there is a good question. And then how long before they strip searched was another question.
You know, Lord, 287 muscles in your anus, so... He just learned.
How do you know that information?
I just made it up.
The cops said they discovered...
What is it, a 25?
.25 caliber Titan.
CALT.
It has a 2.5-inch barrel on it, but he was arrested for marijuana and drug paraphernalia during the initial search. That's why they were strip searching him. Multiple other firearms were discovered in his truck at the scene. So he just took one and stuck it in his buttocks, and he left the others. I don't understand how that makes sense. He's being strip searched after his arrest. Police reportedly found the additional surprise weapon concealed in his rear end. The pistol is more than 4 inches long with a 2.5-inch barrel.
You do see my face here. I'm looking at this gun, and just good for him.
Paul's like, the words I would like to use is talented
Oh,
and practice.
good for him. Is this San Francisco? Where was he?
Oh, man. This was in, it just says Golden Meadows. It didn't want to report there. Louisiana.
So did they don't show a picture of the gun there, right?
No. They just, they said it was 4 inches long and 2.5 inches.
Oh, goodness. Let me...
In barrel length. Savio was sentenced to a 5-year suspended prison sentence during a district court appearance. He received 3 years probation and an order to serve 90 days in the Paris jail, the outlet reported. As part of the terms of his probation, he's barred from owning any possession of firearms, visiting bars or lounges, or indulging in excessive use of alcohol or illegal drugs. And
that is truly not that man's problem.
Well, what does excessive mean exactly? That is a gun.
I'm putting it up. Hold on a minute.
That is a weapon right there. Now that was stored in his jail wallet, and that must have been at least a couple of hours. It would have had to have been, and he was sitting on it, and it's loaded. That's a lot of movement right there.
That's a big gun.
It's actually really tiny, but
come on now.
A 4-inch weapon. Have you ever shot? A 25 caliber is like a little bit bigger than a BB gun.
I don't think your butt can open that big.
I don't think he put it in sideways.
He had to. Yeah,
well, what if he just stored it like between the cheeks and then like the...
Oh, and had the hilt sticking out?
No, because if it was that, it would have been about this big or not.
So he put the hilt in his butt and the barrel down his crack.
It did. It didn't say.
All right. I mean, I'm seeing it now. Unfortunately. Thank you very much for allowing me to see that. Jeez, oh, Pete's, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow. That's horrible.
Oh, I knew you were going to love these. Oh, my gosh. This is me. Now, this next one, you really got to get the picture. The picture of this person is super important. Of course, it's going to slide up, and then it's going to slide out. And then we'll get it. But the title of this is, and it unfortunately is Florida, which is bad because I can't get away from this state. Florida woman arrested for having sex outside of a hospital decides to wear her mask in the mudshot.
They didn't have pictures, did they?
Yes, and you need to just take a look.
Oh, goodness.
Your answer is, oh, goodness.
Yeah, because you said woman. And now there's 2 people in this picture.
Yeah, well, I'm going to guess it's the one on my left.
All right, I'm putting it up. No, I'm not. I'm gonna put it. Oh, yes, I'm gonna put it up. All right.
Yeah, oh, boy.
All right, continue.
Yeah. So that's when we say wide-eyed, that's what we're referring to.
Leave her alone.
Listen, she was having a rough night. All right, she didn't seem to be concerned about exposure.
It looks like Frodo's wife.
Frodo's wife? No, it looks like the dude that did the My Precious. It looks like that dude.
Gollum?
Yeah, it looks like Gollum. It looks like the actor.
See, you insulted her more than I did. But go ahead.
I was being specific. It wasn't an insult. Moving on. A Florida woman who was busted for having sex outside a hospital was pictured wearing a surgical mask in her mugshot amid the outbreak of the coronavirus epidemic. So they made her pull the mask down, and Anne Marie Tucker, 45, was arrested earlier this month and was charged with misdemeanors for trespassing and exposure of sexual organs, as was her partner, Albert Singletary. The Smoking Gun reported. That's the name of the place that did the story. That's funny.
I'm starting not to believe it. That's sounding shady.
So here we
go. Get caught in a car in the parking lot, or were they in the bushes in the parking lot?
They were outside the hospital, just
right in front of the sign on
right where the light says emergency.
Stop.
Apparently, their genitals were on full display to the public during the tryst, which happened across from St. Anthony's Hospital in St. Petersburg. The outlet reported they both pled guilty to both counts and were released March 10th. Jail records show. Oh man! Why is this okay for you? Come on. This doesn't spark your...
Love is a splendid thing. Okay?
Splendid.
They're not telling you that the jail is across the street from the hospital.
Okay.
Homeboy just got out of jail.
And was like, hey, how are you?
First bush to the left, baby. I'm ready.
And that was the spot.
Apparently it was fall, and the leaves on the bush were not
Oh,
ample.
no. Oh, no.
Hence the arrest. That's all I'm saying. Right?
Oh, man.
They figured the twigs from the bush would cover them, and they were wrong. That's all.
Oh, so this next one, you got to go to my screen.
Uh-oh.
So before you do,
All right.
the title of is this lady tries to get out of jail, and she's breaking out, and she busts through the ceiling. All right? That's what happens. Go ahead.
Okay, she's in jail.
Yep. So it shows the ceiling.
Decides
The
to-
cop. There's.
back it up, back it up. I'm gonna roll it in there. Stand by. Let you get it paused, and I'll
Oh my goodness.
roll it in.
All
So
right,
you should
she's
be able
gonna
to go
show it
full
several
screen.
times.
Go full screen. One of those buttons should take it full screen.
All
The
right.
one to the far right. See the one with
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Nice, I got it.
All right, so she's going to come through. It's going to be on the left side of the screen if you're looking at it. And if you're not looking at it, they're just sitting in the lobby, and all of a sudden these ceiling fans bust through, and this lady comes out. Oh, man, full stop on the ground. Right into three cops' hands. Jessica Boomershine had been arrested for allegedly breaking and entering an assault at gunpoint and leaving a man bleeding in the trunk of his car. Look at this shot. She hits the trash can. Look at this. Smashes through. Cops are right there.
Oh, so she was climbing up to and
No,
out
she's
of this
climbing up.
room.
Oh! Right in the trash can. That's ironic.
But she was climbing out of this room. She didn't climb over and from another room into that one.
She was climbing from another room into that one.
Oh, okay. It looked like she got up out of one of those chairs. And
No,
started
she was
climbing.
in the ceiling tiles and busted through.
Wow.
Yeah, I cannot wait to hear what you think of that. Because that one is pretty strange.
Well, actually, I'm taking notes. That was,
Dude, she hit that trash can super,
Right, so
super hard.
if she'd have paid more attention to the structure and stayed on the supported ceiling tiles,
You were not going there.
she could have made it at least to the front door before she dropped down, and then she'd have had a clean shot. I think it was a brilliant attempt that, just went sideways.
So you think that she's actually genius and just...
Who'd have thunk it? If I was sitting in jail, the last thing I'd be trying to remember my phone numbers because, they take your phone, I'd be trying to remember somebody's phone number to call to get me out, not whether or not I could climb through a ceiling.
And nowadays it's harder to remember the numbers because you got the phone, so you don't remember them and just put it in the phone, right?
They're not telling you that this is a small town police station. It's probably in a trailer to begin with. Surprised.
It's not in the trailer.
I'm surprised she wasn't on the roof of the police station.
Well, that was very good. She almost made it out. She made it all the way. And why not just chill? I guess adrenaline is hot. I don't know. I've never tried to escape from something. Have you ever done an escape room? I've never done an
No,
escape
I
room.
haven't.
Yeah. I don't find that stuff interesting. All right, but we are now at one of my more favorite times of the show where you get to tell us where we're shooting out from.
Oh, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Am I ready for this?
Are you ready?
I think I am. Hold on a minute. Let me play here. Let's see. No, that's you. That's not.
That
you.
is me.
Wait a minute.
Very
That's
good.
me. That's not me. That's not me. Hold on a second. I can't see.
He's producing right
Oh,
now.
there we go. That's me, Paul the handsome. Let me put me there.
Oh, the handsome one.
Nice. How you like that?
Hey, how are you?
It's almost like it was a plan.
Oh boy, what do you got for us today, buddy?
I gotta remind folks that they're listening to WFOV 92.1 LPFM Flint, and actually, my engineer Clayton Hewlett had just filed for our license to carry. And
We're not talking weapons?
no. No, but it's kind of interesting. I mean, it's new to me, but the license to carry allows us to pump up the power on the transmitter.
Okay.
So now the station's at full power.
Nice.
We were at 70% power, and people were having a hard time hearing it in Flint. He told me he was on Mount Morris Road and Coldwater and was still getting a crisp signal.
Okay.
So we are full power. We're probably picking up some listeners. So shout us out, 810-259-9789. You can leave a message on the answering machine. You can go to our YouTube page or our Facebook page and let us know that you're hearing us and whether you're getting a good signal. Where are you?
And please give us a comment on which one of these ones Paul should have defended a little better. That's all I'm saying. I think the Cheeto one.
Stop. That was a good one. WFOV 92.1 LP FM Flint. It's Our Voices Radio. Always looking for clean music. Always looking for community programming. If you're doing it somewhere, you should be doing it here as well.
Do it here.
810-259-9789. We also do public access television. You got video to go with it? Why not?
Help us.
Help you. Help us. Help them.
Right.
Fact, Channel 17, the place to be seen. 810-239-2901.
Help
Am I
us.
done?
Help you. 222.
No. We're determined to make
That's
a
what it
difference.
is. I know there's some twos in there.
And we need you too.
There it is. You 22.
You like that, didn't you?
I do like that. I like it because I can't figure it out every single time. All right. Back to the shows. I want to do some stuff with some animals because...
Animals?
Now, what is your understanding of extinct animals and bringing them back to life? You know, the whole T-Rex.
Distinct animals are nice animals.
Well, the one we're going to be talking about is the Tasmanian tiger.
Tasmanian tiger. Yeah. Did he have a Saturday morning cartoon next to Bugs?
You know, it was a devil. And close.
That close.
It was close.
Are they related?
Same country. God, I hope not. If you take a look at this picture, though, this is a picture.
Nice.
Now look at the mouth. Are you kidding me with that? And I just wanted your opinion. I'm going to run through this.
Okay.
And I did find out that there's a difference between DNA and RNA. Do you know what RNA is?
Riboflavin or something like that.
Rickety, rackety. All right, well, what it does, DNA allows you to build.
Correct.
RNA is the communication between the DNA to build it.
Okay.
And they were able to get this, and this thing is 125 years old, and they were somehow able to get the RNA so they can re-instruct this animal, and they have advocates because they said that the time 125 years ago is identical to now and it would fit in the habitat. Could you imagine opening up your door and that thing's eating your trash? That's all I'm saying. I want to take a look at this because I wanted your thoughts on that. Look at that. Man, that mouth is massive.
And what is its natural predator? And hell, since there's only one of them, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be out in the wild.
I don't know. That's a crazy looking.
And then they gotta clone two. They gotta get a male and a female.
Clone two.
And then they gotta do the Adam and Eve thing and start populating the world all over again. We got time.
Well, I don't know. It's unique. It says a team of Scandinavian researchers had recovered messenger and microRNA from a Tasmanian tiger specimen kept in a museum collection. It's the first ever collection of RNA from an extinct creature, which means they're doing it with live creatures, right? In history, an achievement long sought after in the study of extinct species for other applications. The Tasmanian tiger, or thylacine, that's the science word.
That's close.
Yeah, they sound identical. Was truly unique for an apex predator. This large predator, marsupial, was king among Tasmanian forests, which remained largely intact since its extinction 130 years ago. For this reason, the potential resurrection of the thylacine, I don't like that word, has received a lot of attention, as it would immediately solve many problems facing the balance of the Tasmanian ecosystem without the complexities of trying to replace the apex predator role with a non-native animal. Okay, so they want to put this in there because they're having a problem with animals. They need something to kill off the other animals because there's too many of those animals. So instead of inventing one, they're going to bring one that used to be here.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. You like this idea? No. Okay, that's what I thought you were going to go with, and that's what I was hoping for. Yes. All right. Go. What? There's several things about this I wasn't sure. First of all, what do you think about doing that?
I think they're bored.
Bored?
Yeah, I get tired of all these research projects, spending all this money trying to find out stuff that we don't need to know.
And what would be the purpose of doing this? Do you think they're like trying to create, like a park, a theme park? You think they're still doing that?
No. I can imagine that they are just trying to learn some stuff from some extinct species, and I don't know what they're. I'd rather they spend their money and time looking for aliens.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Because
these guys had their chance. They're gone. They're extinct. They left this place for a reason. Now, no need to worry about them. We need to worry about the aliens.
The aliens.
They're coming.
So you don't think bringing in an extinct predator to help balance out the ecosystem is necessary?
I don't think it's their job. That's Mother Nature's job. And
that's what Mother Nature does.
And Mother Nature decided to let those go.
That makes sense. I don't know. On one side, bringing something in there that existed, that can do the job because there's obviously a problem with it. I don't know. Is there other problems that we could use our money on that would help a little bit more?
Well, slave catchers are extinct. We're not bringing them back, are we?
I don't know if they're extinct. The Middle East is wide open there. I don't know. I've literally seen the video on it.
Ouch.
It's really horrible. I don't know. It was an interesting story, and I wanted your take on it because I figured you would probably be like, meh. But, yeah, not a thing. But you didn't. I was not expecting you to go in the way of moving in community funds, which we were both fans of. All right. Another one that I found interesting because animals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mysterious wolf breaks into a hospital, and a nurse starts crying when she finds out why. It wasn't from fear. Have I tickled your fancy?
Oh, I know exactly what happened. They had her cub or something inside there, and she broke in to feed the cub, and
So the hospital had the wolf cub.
Yeah,
that's your theory.
Well, they didn't know.
They didn't know they had a wolf cub.
The wolf cub was in the waiting room.
Yeah, it was
under the chair in the corner, and they didn't see.
Yeah. They didn't see the
never
wolf.
saw him. Yeah, they never saw that cub.
All right. Well, the picture is stimulating, but let me set it up. It says, out of nowhere, a fierce wild wolf rushed into a hospital, surprising everyone inside. Its strong and scary appearance made everyone scared and unsure of what to do. The nurses quickly scattered, trying to find safety from the big wolf. Among them was a young nurse named Emily, who was scared and watched with wide eyes and trembling hands as the wolf moved through the hospital, its fierce look causing chaos. That's a good opening right there. Now, take a look at that. Whew! Like, if you ever seen a wolf, that's definitely a wolf. There's no questioning on that. And that's in the entrance of the hospital walking in. Look at that. Man, that is unbelievable.
A puppy dog.
A puppy dog.
Puppy dog.
Yeah, that doesn't say pet me.
It does.
It doesn't.
He's looking for a treat.
A treat. Yeah, human flesh. That is the treat. All right, so we got the picture. That is extraordinary. What did you say? That tan and gray? That's what that looks like?
Okay.
I couldn't even imagine. You're just walking in Flint and all of a sudden, hey, wolf, right?
See, what they're not telling you is it's a trained wolf that Herb Jaconowitz owns up the street.
It doesn't say any of that.
No, that's Herb's wolf.
Listen, wait. Listen, no. Amidst the fear and chaos, Emily, the scared nurse, noticed something unusual. The wolf was carrying something in its jaws. Now check this out. Everyone at the hospital was really scared of the wolf, and some staff ran away. Emily tries to calm everyone down because she sees the wolf carrying something that doesn't look like a wolf, maybe a small creature. What could it be? The hospital's security. Could you imagine being a security guard? Oh, we have a wolf on floor 1. Yeah, not in the job description. Anyways, the hospital security quickly makes everyone leave the hospital. They leave the hospital to keep everyone safe from the wolf. Emily tries to convince them.
Everyone. They
Yeah,
emptied
they're like,
all
so,
the rooms in
listen.
the hospital, everybody on breathing apparatus and all that kind of. God, lock some doors. What's wrong with you?
Hey, listen, I know
I'm
you're
starting
in
not
here.
to believe this.
I know you're in here for a knife wound. All right. So Emily tries to convince. This is put in to make Emily look like a hero, and I think she kind of is. Emily tries to convince them
Emily wrote it.
to help the wolf, but they don't listen. So she decides to do something herself because this is her opportunity to make a big change. I don't know. I hope they show us a picture of her because I haven't seen it yet. Emily attempts to approach the wolf, which good for her, but the frightened animal runs aimlessly around the hospital, sounding distressed and lost. Yeah, because it's in a hospital. To help the wolf, Emily devises a risky plan to trap it in a room with her, even though it's dangerous because the wolf is a predator. Emily successfully locks the wolf in the small creature in the room, but the wolf becomes aggressive, obviously, and tries to attack her. Despite her fear, Emily stays away from the wolf and keeps a safe distance. What is a safe distance from a wolf?
Not in a locked room.
Not in a locked room. Fortunately, the wolf stays close to the creature and is protecting and doesn't go far. Oh, man, that's a great picture of its eyes right there, yellow. Emily crouches down, making herself small to show the wolf she's there to help. How does she know how to do this? All right. She understands the wolf needs assistance from her or a veterinarian. Luckily, the wolf starts to calm down, so Emily decides to find a doctor who is willing to help the wolf she's cornered. Emily opens the door, and the wolf stays inside the room as if it now understands she wants to help. I don't believe that. She calls out to some doctors for assistance, but they all run away because they don't want to get eaten by the wolf. The doctors are hesitant to assist Emily, but she begs them to come with her. She explains that they have called animal control to handle the wolf. Feeling desperate, Emily kneels down, wondering how she could convince them to help despite the situation. Finally, Emily finds a close friend who is a skilled surgeon, willing to deal with her and see what's happening. He asks Emily to lead the way, acknowledging he's not a veterinarian, but promises to do everything he can to assist the wolf. As they approach the room, they hear the wolf howling in concern. Could you imagine going into, I'm going to help this wolf. Ow! Right? They know they need to act quickly because it's howling. Are you sure? But as they enter the room, the wolf becomes agitated once more. There appears to be a strong bond between the creature and the wolf. And there's a great picture of the teeth. Emily attempts to approach the wolf, but it snarls, showing its teeth, making her realize it won't be easy. She feels stuck and unsure of what to do. When her friend Mark tries, the wolf becomes even more upset, growling at him, causing him to back away. Emily persists, and miraculously, the wolf allows her to approach the creature. Despite not knowing what the creature is, she can see it's in a fragile state. She decides she must take it to a safe and clean room immediately. With courage, Emily picks up the creature, and the wolf watches closely without resistance. This is where the story gets kind of crazy. The wolf finally recognizes that Emily...
This is where it gets crazy. Go ahead, keep going.
Listen, I know there's several things for it.
Crazy. All right.
And the wolf finally recognizes that Emily is there to help, but is still not allowing Mark to get close. Emily understands the urgency to get to an operating room, and the wolf follows her. Mark admits he's unsure how to proceed. They both agree they need an animal expert, preferably a veterinarian, but the nearest one is still quite far away. Mark suggests that Emily call the veterinarian to seek assistance from the distance. When she does, the veterinarian remains silent for several seconds upon hearing the situation, leaving Emily with a sense that something might be very wrong. The veterinarian asks Emily to describe the creature since it had no knowledge of what it was and is unsure how to help. Now, the wolf had brought something with her in her mouth. Emily sighs in frustration, knowing that they have to wait even longer for the help because he doesn't know what to do, and she starts feeling desperate. Meanwhile, the wolf's behavior becomes very agitates and starts howling at them, indicating it senses something is amiss. Emily notices the wolf's heightened state and senses that there might be more to this situation than she originally intended. The wolf appeared startled by the number of people in the room and seems threatened. Emily quickly steps in to protect the wolf from the edgy police officers, telling them to back off. Then, unexpectedly, the wolf reacts in a surprising manner. The The wolf moves towards the door, seemingly inviting Emily to follow. Despite her confusion, Emily senses a strong urgency in the situation and can't ignore the wolf's behavior, and she feels compelled to follow the wolf and find out what is going on. Deep down, Our Lady Emily senses there is much more happening than anyone realizes. She decides to follow the wolf outside, and it leads her towards the forest. Realizing the importance of the situation, Emily quickly runs back inside to grab her phone and alert the veterinarian that she's about to go out into the woods with a wolf. The veterinarian informs Emily, our hero, that he is on the way to the hospital but can't provide further assistance in the forest. Which is, I'm not going to the forest with a wolf because you're crazy. Emily realizes she must make a choice, as the veterinarian can't handle both situations simultaneously. With some reluctance, Emily chooses to follow the wolf into the forest, feeling uneasy about it and being alone. Though the wolf doesn't appear to be aggressive to her in any way, she senses the need for backup. There's only one person that she can think of, her friend. Her friendly animal expert from the local animal sanctuary informs him of her destination. She goes, and she is prepared to help this.
Emily has a friend that works for an animal. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't sound real, right?
Keep going.
Okay, I'm just, this is why I did this. You're welcome.
Long commercial.
It's a long story. She follows the wolf. She senses the significance of this journey, feeling that it's more. You know what this sounds like?
How many times has he used the word significance?
Listen,
Go
this
ahead.
is one of those.
No, you
with
picked
the word.
this. You picked this. Read it through.
Listen, I knew you were going to rip this apart. That's the point. As they venture deep into the forest, Emily's anxiety grows, sensing a watchful presence around her. One comforting thought is that the wolf is likely to protect her that she just met in the hospital if anything goes awry. Suddenly, her ears catch a faint sound and her senses heighten. In response, Emily's ears pick up the faint noise in the distance, initially resembling cries for help, but they gradually weaken. She becomes increasingly concerned, realizing that some animals are in dire need of attention. The mystery of these creatures could be deepened, leaving her questions and a sense of urgency to discover the truth. You see how this is like culminating in a sense, but it's really about nothing? That was the whole point. Emily's nerves are on the edge when a sudden loud noise startles her. Amidst the tension, she knows her phone ringing, but the signal is weak. On the other end, she hears the veterinarian stuttering, and though it's unclear, it seems like he's urgently urging her to go back. When the urgent call from the veterinarian and the desperate stare from the wolf, Emily begins to question her decisions. At this point, she questions her decisions. Nothing. Really? Just the smacking of the lips?
Read on.
She takes a few steps back, unsure of what to do now. However, she soon realizes that it's already too late, and she must face the consequences of her choices. As Emily starts to back off, the wolf senses her fear and begins to growl. In that moment, she understands that she is no longer having an option but to follow the wolf wherever it may lead. Are you really yawning? Wow. Despite her belief in the situation, she knows that there's no turning back, and she heads deeper into the forest. With determination, Emily, our hero. Nothing? Really?
I am waiting for the tagline. Go ahead.
Yeah. She shivers in her spine because of the fear, and her heightened senses are making her way along with everything else going on. As Emily hears noises all around her, she becomes certain that someone is nearby watching her. Her anxiety intensifies as she looks to see who is looking at her. She hears a voice shouting out in the distance, causing her face to turn pale with fear and uncertainty.
Okay.
Amidst the rush of adrenaline, Emily initially doesn't recognize the voice. But when she looks up, she is relieved to see that it's David, who managed to catch up with her. He explains that he lost her signal but tracked her down using the wolf's tracks. However, their moment of relief is short-lived as the wolf suddenly becomes aggressive, causing them to be on alert once again. When the wolf, not recognizing David...
Can you skip the next two paragraphs?
I'm trying!
Then read 3 lines up from the bottom, because this is just all filler.
I know it!
Jeez, oh, Pete.
The point is...
They're trying to get you to watch all the ads that go by as you read this. This is just somebody's assignment was a
Fine, here's the end.
100-word essay
The end is they go to the hospital, they wait out, and they uncover that the animal had brought in a cub, a bear cub, and had it go out there, and then there was someone in the woods that was hurt, and the wolf led him to the person that was hurt. Now, that was the whole end of the story, and yes, there was a lot of gravitas in that story, but basically...
Gravitas? Is that a word that you want to use here?
It is. It's the one I'm going with. And the point is trying to make a story about how Earth helps people, and then people trusting Earth. Wah, wah, wah.
A lot of filler in that story.
There was a lot of
A
words.
significant, I use that word intentionally,
Yeah.
amount of filler in that story.
It was long.
So I am going to say
That was dumb.
clickbait.
All right, fine. But do you think it was real?
No.
You think the whole thing was horse crap?
Made up.
All right. What was the identifying markers?
Everything.
Everything. The wolf
The
going into the
the
hospital,
room in the
Emily
hospital.
being the hero.
This is a hospital. They have drugs. Right? Now, if you're threatened by a wolf, the first thing you're going to do is knock that dang wolf out with Novocaine, Codecaine, Ditacaine, whatever kind of cane you can find. Yeah.
You could ask the person outside that was having sex.
It's not that hard a thing, you know what I mean? This is, no.
And what was the purpose of that story then?
The purpose of that story was to get people to scroll down that webpage. And you see all the ads along the side?
I did not. I was reading. But you did. And thank you for your support.
You're welcome.
I did all of that for your entertainment. And the fact that you yawned and were lap smicking
I'm
it.
going to start getting a lot. Oh, no, it's your computer. You're going to start getting a lot of requests for donations from hospitals and veterinarians here shortly. I think.
Man, I don't think that's true. Let me know in the comments below.
I think you're screwed.
I think I have been snookered. It was a cute story. I'd read the ending. I didn't realize there's 87 paragraphs of in the middle of it.
Oh my goodness.
And thank you for your support. That's all we got. However, turning stuff that's actually relevant, we like to end on an upbeat. I wanted to go to our favorite in-town Flint beat, which has information. And you know what we have on here. Are you interested in this story?
I don't see why not.
All right.
This is actually my ward. She's my council person.
This is your council person, and I thought it was a decent picture, and I liked the title on this. So this is your Flint beat. Flint City Hall, recall language fails against Flint Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter. The Genesee County Election Commission voted down recall petition language submitted against Flint City Councilwoman Jerry Winfrey Carter upon opening the commission's hearing September 27th. Judge Jenny Barkey said, reminding onlookers of the reason she and fellow commissioners, County Treasurer Deb Cherry and County Clerk Dominique Clemens had gathered. This is by Kate Stockram.
What was the language and why was it denied? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, let's see.
What was he trying to recall her for? Because, I mean, everybody else got recalled for not coming to a special meeting that was called on a Saturday. Yeah.
Well, this one says the language in question was submitted by former Flint City Councilman Wantoise Davis on September 12th and cited the Winfrey Carter did not vote on resolution number 230167 during a special meeting held on June 8th of this year. The resolution, Flint Beat previously reported, refers to the adoption of the city's fiscal year 2024 budget. I just want to say that I feel that the language is not clear, said Winfrey Carter to the commissioners during the hearing. Resolution, I believe, said 230167. Resolution 230167. I don't know what that is. So she didn't, because, oh, I see. So because they listed the number and not what it was referring to, that was unclear. That was the reason.
Well, yeah, Eric got his overturned because he said which arrest. They had only listed arrest. And,
really?
And he came and said, which one?
And that was enough?
And that's what threw it out, yeah.
So what do you think, man? I don't know anything about this.
I think he'll probably just refile. Now he knows what the issue is. He'll refile and they'll say that there was resolution, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And actually, I don't see how that's a fair, you don't know what it is. Well, you can look it up.
Yeah.
It is the resolution.
Well,
so it's just it's the legal term for the resolution. Anything else is a descriptive term to the actual resolution number. So I don't think that's justifiable because the resolution number is the same as the resolution.
Well,
it's a representation. It's a short form representation of the 14-paragraph resolution. Did they want him to put all of the resolution in his request or the reference to the resolution?
I don't know. I'm just going to tell you what they said. I don't know. Here we go. It says, immediately following Winfrey Carter's statement, Sherry made a motion to not approve the recall language. She was seconded by Clemens before the three commissioners voted unanimously not to approve the language. Following the hearing, Winfrey Carter reiterated that she felt the recall petition had been a quote-unquote joke put forward by a former political opponent. So that's what we have here. I don't know. I was glad that they got some work done on Tuesday. What do you think?
You know,
because we got recall language here for Dennis Pfeiffer.
I have never been a big fan of recalls. It's going to cost the city probably $250,000.
Really?
If not more, because I mean, there's a quantity of them here. But those elections aren't cheap.
No.
And that money has to come from somewhere. So now we can start recalling all our politicians and not get our roads plowed. We can recall all our politicians and take away some funds from something else. I'm not going to say fire and police because everybody uses that lie to scare folks.
Yeah.
But the money has to come from somewhere. You know what I mean? Maybe it's park maintenance. Maybe it's parking enforcement. Where's the money come from? Or do they always have a contingency fund? Because Flint is notorious for its recalls.
Notorious for the recalls. This is a normal thing?
Every time.
Really?
Every time.
Well, I want to end on this. It's kind of national news, but it involves Flint a little bit. It says UAW strike expansions bring picket lines closer to Flint. It's got a picture of some of the striking workers. It says the United Auto Workers.
Let me see the picture.
It's got to be an old one. I mean, it's got to be. Because they're not on strike yet, right?
Yeah, they're on strike out there off Davison Road in front of the Lear plant. I saw them the other day.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see. This might be a picture.
Yeah, that's current.
That's current. All right, it's a great picture.
Yeah, nobody's wearing bell bottoms. That's current.
I didn't know that was a defining factor. The UAW announced a 38-site expansion of its ongoing strike on Friday, September 22nd, 2023, with two Flint area General Motors facilities joining the picket ranks. UAW President Shawn Fain announced a strike expansion on Facebook Live ahead of a noon deadline for contract negotiations with Ford, GM, and Stellantis, otherwise known as the Big Three automakers.
Nice.
What do you think, man? Workers at the plants joined roughly 13,000 Big Three employees already picketing as part of Fain's stand-up strike model, and which has seen union members walk out on targeted sites since the union contract expired on Thursday, September 14th. I don't know, man. Is this going to be a short one? I mean, things they're asking for, they want a 40% wage increase, which they made record money, right?
The Big Three. They're always making record money.
All right, well, they want 40% wage increase, reinstatement cost of living protections, the end of a two-tier system of wages and benefits, and job security amid the rise of electric vehicles, according to the report by the NPR. What do you think? I don't know.
You know,
I think somebody's got to fight for those guys.
Share the wealth. Share the wealth. Share the wealth.
Share the wealth.
I've never been in a union, so I really don't know. But my thought has always been that they needed to be dismantled and rebuilt from the ground up, that they had gotten a little too in bed with the corporations.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Let us know your comments. Which side you fall on here?
Yeah, we're out of time, dude.
Either way, we are out of time. I want to thank you to come in. Anything else that you want us to know?
I do. I have to give a shout out. I've got to give a shout out to, what is Bob.
What about Bob? Oh,
Bob and Valerie down in the holler in Tennessee.
okay.
They sent us a $25 check to support the programming. Bob,
Boom.
Valerie, you guys rock. Also, Michael Kelly, a friend of Flint, brother Michael Kelly, he's also sent a donation in. Thank you, Michael.
Boom.
All right, with that said, you say goodbye.
All right, we thank you so much for choosing us and letting us be your eclectic, rambling, stupid conversations, and let you always remember there are people out there dumber than us. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
I take offense to that. Dumber than I?